50 unexplained mysteries that cannot be solved. The strangest cases from around the world. Our world is built on logic, on patterns, evidence, and explanations. But what happens when logic fails? When the evidence leads nowhere, and the explanations crumble before our eyes? Tonight, we step into the shadows, a place where fact and mystery collide, where real people vanish, objects appear out of thin air, and entire communities are haunted by questions that no one can answer. These are 50 unsolved mysteries that cannot be explained. But be warned, the more you learn, the less you'll understand. Subscribe now to #MysteryVault80, because we uncover the world's strangest real-life mysteries every single day. Like, share, and comment your theory, because someone watching tonight might hold the key to a truth the world has forgotten. Case 1. The vanishing of Brandon Lawson, Texas, USA. It's 2013. Brandon Lawson, a 26-year-old father, is driving through a desolate stretch of highway in Texas. His truck runs out of gas, and he calls his brother for help. But minutes later, Brandon makes a chilling 911 call. His voice sounds terrified. "Yes, I'm in the middle of a field. I ran into them. It's one car here. Please hurry." Then silence. When police arrive, they find his truck, engine still running, doors unlocked. His phone, wallet, and keys are missing. Despite massive searches, Brandon Lawson was never found. The audio of that 911 call has been studied for years. Some say he was hallucinating or on drugs. Others believe someone or something was chasing him. No trace of him has ever been recovered. Just his voice echoing through time, asking for help that never came. Case 2. The Mystery of Elisa Lamb, Los Angeles, USA. The year is 2013. 21-year-old Elisa Lamb checks into the Cecil Hotel, a building infamous for its dark history. Days later, she vanishes. Then, hotel guests begin complaining about low water pressure and a strange taste coming from the taps. Maintenance workers climb to the roof and make a horrifying discovery: Elisa's body floating inside one of the hotel's water tanks. The last footage of her is from a hotel elevator camera. She presses all the buttons, hides in corners, and gestures as if talking to someone or something unseen. There's no sign of forced entry, no sign of struggle, and no explanation for how she got to that rooftop. Was it mental illness, foul play, or something paranormal? The case remains unsolved, and the video still haunts the internet today. Case 3. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, Ural Mountains, Russia. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out into the frozen wilderness of the Ural Mountains. What happened next remains one of the most bizarre events in modern history. Their tent was found torn open from the inside. Their bodies scattered down the mountainside, some barefoot, others with crushed skulls and internal injuries, but no external wounds. Radiation was detected on their clothes. Theories range from secret Soviet weapons testing to alien encounters, to infrasound panic, a psychological reaction to low-frequency sound waves. The official explanation? Unknown compelling force. 65 years later, no one knows what that force was. Case 4. The Somerton Man, Adelaide, Australia. December 1st, 1948. A man is found dead on Somerton Beach. He's dressed in a suit, with no wallet, no ID, and no fingerprints on record. In his pocket, a tiny scrap of paper that reads Tamám Shud, Persian for "it is finished." Investigators trace it to a rare book of poetry, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, found in a nearby car. The book contains a mysterious code. To this day, no one knows who he was, how he died, or what the code meant. DNA testing has offered hints, but not answers. The case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in Australia's history. Case 5. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse Keepers, Scotland. The year is 1900. 3 lighthouse keepers vanish from the remote Flannan Isles off Scotland's west coast. When a relief ship arrives, the lighthouse is empty. Meals are half-eaten, the clock stopped, chairs overturned. The logbook's final entry reads: severe winds. The storm is past. All is calm. But records show There was no storm that night. Some believe a rogue wave took them. Others claim madness or something supernatural. No bodies were ever found. Just an empty lighthouse and silence. Case 6. Flight MH370. The plane that vanished. March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 takes off from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing and disappears from radar. No distress signal. No confirmed debris for years. 239 passengers and crew gone. Satellite data suggests the plane veered off course and flew for hours before vanishing into the Indian Ocean. Despite multi-nation searches, the main wreckage has never been found. Conspiracy theories abound. Hijacking, sabotage, even government cover-ups. A Boeing 777 can't simply disappear, yet somehow it did. Case 7. The Yuba County 5, the American Dyatlov Pass. February 1978. 5 friends attend a basketball game and never return home. Months later, their car is found abandoned deep in the snowy mountains, far from any known route. A cabin is discovered 20 miles away. Inside, the body of one man, starved to death, surrounded by food he never touched. The others are found scattered across the wilderness. Why do they go there? What chased them into the woods? Their families still have no answers, only heartbreak. Case 8. The lead mass case, Niterói, Brazil. 2 technicians are found dead on a hillside near Rio de Janeiro. They were matching suits, raincoats, and lead masks over their eyes. Next to them, a notebook with a cryptic message. Be at the specified location. Ingest capsules. Wait for the signal. Autopsies reveal no poison, no trauma. Some believe they were conducting a spiritual experiment, attempting to contact beings from beyond. If they succeeded, they never returned to tell us. Case 9. Gloria Ramirez, the Toxic Lady. 1994, California. Gloria Ramirez is rushed to a hospital emergency room, but as doctors treat her, a strange odor fills the air. Nurses begin collapsing. One by one, staff are overcome by dizziness, nausea, and fainting. The ER is evacuated. Gloria dies that night, and her body is declared a biohazard. Investigators find no chemical agents. Some scientists suggest her body produced toxic compounds under stress. Others call it impossible. To this day, no one knows what killed Gloria Ramirez or what poisoned the people trying to save her. Case 10, the WOW. Signal, a message from the stars. August 15th, 1977. Astronomer Jerry Emmon is scanning the skies when he detects a 72-second radio signal. Loud, strong, and unlike anything seen before. It doesn't match any planet, satellite, or cosmic source. In disbelief, he circles the data and writes one word: wow. It has never been detected again. Some believe it was extraterrestrial contact. Others think it was simply a fluke. But in all the years since, no one has ever been able to explain it. Case 11. The Toxic Rain of Oakville, Washington, USA. August 1994. Residents of Oakville wake to find a gelatinous rain falling from the sky. The strange substance covers homes, cars, and streets. Soon after, people begin falling sick, high fevers, fatigue, and infections. The substance is analyzed and found to contain human white blood cells. But where did it come from? The military denies involvement. Weather experts are baffled. To this day, Oakville's mysterious rain has no scientific explanation. Case 12. The Pollock Twins, England. In 1957, 2 young sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, died tragically in a car accident. A year later, their mother gives birth to twins, Jillian and Jennifer. As they grow, the twins begin recognizing places they've never been and describing toys and events from their sisters' lives, things they could not possibly know. Even their birthmarks match those of Joanna and Jacqueline. Psychologists are divided. Reincarnation, coincidence, or something deeper. The Pollock twins remain one of the strongest cases for reincarnation ever recorded. Case 13. The Taos, New Mexico, USA. For decades, residents of Taos, New Mexico, have reported a persistent low-frequency hum, audible to some, but not all. Scientists have tested everything: radio frequencies, industrial noise, even geological movement. Nothing fits. The hum can be recorded on sensitive microphones, but has no known source. Some say it drives them mad. Others believe it's a signal, a frequency not meant for human ears. Case 14. The disappearance of the Sodder Children, West Virginia, USA. Christmas Eve, 1945. A fire destroys the Sodder family home. 5 of the 10 children never make it out. But when the ashes cool, no bones, no remains are found. Witnesses claim to have seen the children alive afterward. A telephone wire had been cut. A ladder went missing. The family spent decades searching. Were the children kidnapped, or did they perish in a fire that left no trace? The case remains one of America's oldest and strangest disappearances. Case 15. The Toxic Woman of Japan, the Kyomaru Mystery. 1977, off the coast of Japan. A fishing ship, Kyomaru No. 5, encounters a thick yellow fog. Minutes later, crew members collapse. Their skin burns, their eyes swell shut. The ship limps back to shore, 1 dead, several injured. Tests reveal no known chemical or biological agent. The fog disappeared as suddenly as it came. The sea kept its secret. Case 16. The Man from Taured, Tokyo Airport, Japan. July 1954. A man arrives at Tokyo Airport, presenting a passport from a country called Taured. The passport looks genuine, with stamps and visas from nations that don't exist. Authorities detain him in a secure hotel room while they investigate. The next morning, he's gone. No exit record. No trace. His passport disappears too. Was he a time traveler? A visitor from a parallel dimension? The mystery of the man from Taured remains unsolved to this day. Case 17. The Phantom Island of Bermeja, Gulf of Mexico. For centuries, maps showed a small island off Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula called Bermeja. In 1997, the Mexican government sent a survey team to confirm its coordinates. But when they arrived, the island was gone. Satellite imagery, sonar, and diving expeditions found nothing but open ocean. Some say Bermeja sank beneath the waves. Others think it never existed, a cartographer's mistake. But leaked reports suggest the island's disappearance shifted oil ownership boundaries, costing Mexico billions. Case 18. The Green Children of Woolpit, England. 12th century. 2 children, a boy and a girl, appear in the English village of Woolpit. Their skin is green. They speak no known language and refuse to eat normal food. Over time, they adapt and lose their green hue. The girl survives long enough to explain that they came from a land of perpetual twilight beyond a river of light. Historians, scientists, and folklorists have debated it for centuries. Were they lost travelers or visitors from another realm? Case 19. The Disappearance of Frederick Valentik, Australia. October 21st, 1978. 20-year-old pilot Frederick Valentik disappears while flying over Bay Strait. His final radio transmission is chilling. Melbourne, that strange aircraft is hovering above me again. It's not an airplane. Then silence. His plane was never found. The only clue, a distorted 17-second recording with metallic scraping sounds. UFO investigators call it one of the most credible alien encounter cases in aviation history. Case 20. The Toxic Death of Alexander Litvinenko, London, England. Former Russian spy Alexander Litvinenko drinks a cup of tea and within hours falls violently ill. Doctors discover he's been poisoned with polonium-210, one of the rarest and deadliest radioactive substances known to man. The dose could only have come from a nuclear facility. He dies weeks later, leaving behind a haunting message. The bastards got me. Despite evidence pointing to state involvement, no one has ever been officially convicted. His case remains a chilling reminder. Sometimes the truth is stranger and deadlier than fiction. 10 more cases. 10 more unanswered questions. From the impossible to the invisible, each mystery challenges what we think we know about reality itself. Which one do you think holds the truth, and which one is beyond human explanation? Comment below your theory. Case 21. The Circleville Letters, Ohio, USA. Residents of Circleville, Ohio, begin receiving anonymous letters exposing their deepest secrets. The author seems to know everything: affairs, lies, hidden crimes. When one woman's husband dies under suspicious circumstances, the letters intensify. A suspect is arrested and jailed, yet the letters keep coming. To this day, the identity of the Circleville writer and their motive remains a total mystery. Case 22. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, Russia. 9 experienced hikers vanish in Russia's Ural Mountains. Their tent is found slashed open from the inside. Bodies are discovered miles apart, barefoot, half-dressed, with crushed skulls and missing eyes. Radiation is found on their clothing. The cause? Officially, an unknown compelling force. Decades later, no one agrees on what really happened: avalanche, secret weapons test, or something far stranger. Case 23. The lead mask case, Brazil. 2 men are found dead on a hillside near Rio de Janeiro. They were led on masks and formal suits. Beside them, a notebook reading, "Be at the agreed place for 30 p.m. Take capsules. Wait for the effect. No signs of violence. No cause of death." Investigators suspect a bizarre science experiment or UFO contact ritual. The truth was buried with them. Case 24. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse Keepers, Scotland. December 1900. A relief ship reaches the remote Flannan Isles to find the lighthouse completely deserted. The table is set for dinner. A clock is stopped mid-tick. 3 keepers gone without a trace. No signs of struggle, only missing oilskins suggesting they stepped out together. Some blame rogue waves. Others whisper about supernatural forces or a shared madness. The light that once guided sailors now marks a mystery that never dims. Case 25. The Disappearance of Louis Le Prince, France. Louis Le Prince, the man who invented motion pictures before Thomas Edison, boards a train in Dijon, France. He never arrives. His luggage, passport, and body are never found. Days later, Edison patents similar technology and becomes the father of film. Was it coincidence or conspiracy? Le Prince's disappearance erased him from history, almost. Case 26. The Toxic Woman, Gloria Ramirez, USA. February 1994. Gloria Ramirez is rushed into a California hospital. Nurses treating her suddenly collapse, overcome by fumes. One dies. The hospital is evacuated. Tests reveal her body emitted a toxic gas with unknown chemicals. She became known as the Toxic Lady. The cause remains unproven: a bizarre chemical reaction, or something far darker. Case 27. The Tamám Shud case, Australia. A well-dressed man is found dead on Somerton Beach, Australia. No ID, no labels on his clothes, no fingerprints on record. In his pocket, a scrap of paper reading Tamám Shud, meaning it is finished. Later, a coded message is found in a hidden book connected to the man. To this day, his identity and the meaning of the code remain unsolved. Case 28. The Mysterious Fire at Odin, Indiana, USA. A small farmhouse in Odin, Indiana, begins to burn repeatedly. Fires ignite in separate rooms without matches or cause. Investigators witness clothing combust on hangers and wallpaper burst into flame. No accelerant, no wiring faults. The family flees, the house destroyed by a force no one could identify. Even skeptics called it the strangest fire ever recorded. Case 29. The Lost Cosmonauts, USSR. Before Yuri Gagarin's historic spaceflight, amateur radio operators in Italy intercepted distress signals from dying Soviet astronauts. Fading heartbeats, cries for oxygen, transmissions cut mid-sentence. The Soviet Union denied it all. But declassified files hint at secret missions. Lost astronauts sacrificed before official success. The recordings still exist, haunting echoes from beyond Earth. Case 30. The Mystery of the Voynich Manuscript, Italy. a book written in an unknown language, filled with strange symbols, impossible plants, and star maps no astronomer recognizes. Discovered in the 15th century, it defies translation even today. Not even AI can decode it. Some claim it's alien. Others think it's a hoax. But the ink, the parchment, and the consistency suggest one thing. Whoever wrote it meant for it to be read. Case 31. The Vanishing Village of Anjikuni, Canada. 1930, Northwest Territories. A fur trapper enters the remote Inuit village of Anjikuni, but it's empty. Fires still burn. Food sits half-eaten. Every inhabitant, men, women, children, gone. Even the dogs are found dead, frozen in their tracks. No footprints lead away. No signs of struggle. Some believe the villagers were taken, not by humans, but by something from the sky. An entire community vanished overnight. Case 32. The Disappearance of Lars Mittank, Bulgaria. German tourist Lars Mittank disappears from an airport in Bulgaria. Security footage shows him running from the terminal, terrified, into the surrounding fields, never to be seen again. Before that, he called his mother in panic, saying, "They're coming for me." No body, no evidence. Theories range from mental breakdown to secret surveillance to human experimentation. Whatever frightened Lars remains unknown. Case 33. The Death Valley Germans, USA. A German family disappears while touring Death Valley National Park. Their van is found weeks later. Doors open, keys in ignition, but no people. It takes 13 years before their remains are discovered in the desert, miles from any road. But the biggest question remains. Why did they leave the vehicle and walk straight into certain death? Case 34. The Ghost Ship Carol A. Deering, North Carolina, USA. A massive schooner, the Carol A. Deering, runs aground off Cape Hatteras. When rescuers board, the ship is deserted. Food is laid out in the galley, but the crew is gone. Lifeboats, logs, and navigation equipment missing. Investigators suspect mutiny, piracy, or something stranger, a triangle-shaped curse in those waters. To this day, the fate of the crew is still unknown. Case 35. The Somerton Man's Child, Australia. In 2009, DNA testing links a living woman to the Tamám Shud case. The Somerton man found dead on a beach in 1948. The test reveals possible parentage, connecting her to the mystery man. Yet the timeline doesn't add up. Could the Somerton man have had a hidden family? Or is this another layer of deception, generations deep? Even in death, his secrets keep rewriting themselves. Case 36. The Dyerville Giant, California, USA. Loggers in California discover a fallen redwood tree estimated to be 2,000 years old. Inside the hollow base, they find strange markings and carved symbols, perfectly preserved. Scientists who analyzed the carvings never agreed whether they were natural or man-made by a civilization predating known history. The site was sealed off and all carvings removed. Nothing was released to the public. Case 37. The Silent Twins, England. June and Jennifer Gibbons were identical twins who spoke only to each other, using a private, invented language. After years of psychiatric observation, one twin suddenly died of no clear cause during their transfer to a new facility. Her sister later confessed, "We had a pact. One of us had to die so the other could live." Doctors found no medical explanation. Was it coincidence or a psychic connection beyond science? Case 38. The Nazca Lines, Peru. In the deserts of southern Peru, giant figures of animals and symbols stretch across the landscape, visible only from the air. Created over 1,500 years ago, their purpose remains unknown. Were they star maps, ritual paths, or landing markers for ancient visitors? Despite decades of research, no one can explain how such precision was achieved without aerial guidance. The desert keeps its secrets well. Case 39. The Toxic Smoke of Chernobyl, Ukraine. After the 1986 nuclear disaster, multiple eyewitnesses report seeing glowing figures walking through the toxic haze, immune to radiation. Soldiers claimed cameras malfunctioned and photographs developed blank. While officials denied all reports, even survivors recalled beings of light guiding them to safety. Were they hallucinations, or was something else watching over them? The mystery remains sealed behind lead and time. Case 40. The vanished submarine USS Scorpion, Atlantic Ocean. May 1968. The U.S. Navy submarine USS Scorpion disappears with 99 men aboard. Months later, the wreck is found 10,000 feet deep, hull crushed inward. But sonar records show an unexplained secondary explosion moments before the sub vanished from radar. Some suspect a secret Soviet confrontation. Others whisper about something else in the deep, not human. The truth lies in darkness, 2 miles below. Case 41. The lead masts of Brazil, 1966, Niterói, Brazil. 2 engineers were found dead on a Brazilian hillside wearing strange lead masks, the kind used for protection against radiation. Next to them were cryptic notes. Be at the specified location. Take capsules after the effect. Protect metals. Wait for the signal. No cause of death was ever found. Some claim they were part of a secret experiment. Others whisper of alien contact or psychic communication. Their story remains one of Brazil's most chilling unsolved cases. Case 42. The Tamám Shud Mystery, 1948, Adelaide, Australia. A well-dressed man was found dead on Somerton Beach with no ID, no labels on his clothes, and a scrap of paper in his pocket reading Tamám Shud, meaning it is finished in Persian. The paper matched a missing page from a rare book of poems found later in a nearby car, containing a code that has never been cracked. The man's identity? Still unknown. Case 43. The Toxic Woman, 1994, Riverside, USA. When hospital staff tried to treat Gloria Ramirez, a patient suffering from cancer, several nurses fainted and a strange ammonia-like smell filled the room. She died shortly after, and toxicologists were baffled. Her body seemed to emit deadly gases, yet no scientific explanation has ever fully fit. She became known as the Toxic Lady. Case 44. The Disappearance of Flight 739, 1962, Pacific Ocean. A military flight carrying 93 U.S. soldiers and 11 crew members vanished without a single distress call. No debris, no radar trace. The U.S. military initially blamed unknown causes, but witnesses from a nearby ship reported seeing a bright explosion in the sky. To this day, no wreckage has ever been recovered. No closure for the families, only silence. Case 45. The Dyatlov Pass Revisited, 1959, Ural Mountains, Russia. 9 hikers died under mysterious circumstances. Tents ripped open from inside. Bodies found barefoot in snow, some with crushed skulls or missing eyes. Recent studies point to an avalanche theory, but many experts remain unconvinced. Radioactive traces, strange lights in the sky, and the panic scene in the hikers' last actions all deepen the enigma. Case 46. The Death Valley Germans, 1996, California, USA. 4 German tourists vanished in Death Valley. Years later, their bones were found miles off-route, deep in an area almost impossible to reach without a guide. Their rented van was intact and well-stocked. Why did they leave it? No one knows. Even in modern times, some say the desert still swallows travelers whole. Case 47. The Sodder Children Disappearance, 1945, West Virginia, USA. A Christmas Eve fire destroyed the Sodder home, but 5 of their 10 children were never found. No remains, no clear evidence. Years later, strange phone calls and sightings of children matching their ages emerged. Did someone take them? Or were they victims of something much darker? The family never stopped searching. Case 48. The Mystery of the Toxic Woman of Alaska, 2007, Nome, Alaska. A nurse in Nome reported several mysterious deaths after patients showed high radiation levels. The bodies emitted a strange chemical odor, and all samples mysteriously disappeared before testing. Authorities blamed lab errors, but whispers in the town persist. Something unnatural touched those patients, something the government didn't want the world to see. Case 49. The Max Headroom broadcast intrusion. 1987, Chicago, USA. During a live TV broadcast, the signal was hijacked by a figure wearing a Max Headroom mask. The intruder delivered bizarre, distorted messages before the feed cut out. Despite FBI involvement and extensive investigation, no one was ever caught. To this day, it's one of the most disturbing cases of live TV hacking in history. Case 50. The disappearance of the lighthouse keepers. 1900, Flannan Isles, Scotland. 3 lighthouse keepers vanished from a remote island. When a relief crew arrived, they found half-eaten meals, an overturned chair, and a log entry describing a great storm, even though the weather had been calm for days. Their fates remain unknown. The image of an empty lighthouse, its beacon still burning, is the perfect symbol of unanswered questions. Across these 50 cases, one truth remains. The world is full of questions without answers. From missing ships to coded messages, from strange deaths to impossible disappearances, these mysteries remind us how little we truly know. Maybe someday science will catch up. Maybe someday the truth will surface. But for now, these stories continue to whisper across time, reminding us that the unknown still walks beside us. If you found these mysteries as haunting as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us tomorrow for another dive into the shadows as we uncover more of the world's untold secrets. And remember, the truth may be out there, but sometimes it's stranger than fiction.